Greetings, my dear friends. The last week has been a week of action, great action. Unlike all geopolitical events and that the pace at which they start and they continue, this looks like a T20 match. Look at the amount of visits and the travel and everything that has happened in just 1 week. Prime Minister Modi going to Japan, Japan to China in Tianjin. The world leadership, especially the global south leadership, is in Tianjin for the SCO Summit. Who's missing? The US. And the US is still there as the elephant in the room, Trump and his tariffs. We have a situation wherein suddenly the voice of global south has become very important. Global south, don't forget, accounts for a little over 26% of the global GDP and about 45% of the global population. No wonder the global south is getting more and more vocal, and SCO is one of those forums other than the BRICS, which are the voice of the global south. SCO was actually a very small thing which started a few years back, initially with Russia and China and some of the Central Asian republics. India was brought in subsequently, and today India is probably among the main drivers of the SCO. I am Commander Chakrapani or Chax, your geopolitical expert, and I have with me Lavana Vijay. Lavanya is a PhD, she's a master in political science, actually philosophical politics.
Philosophy.
Political philosophy, that's so very brilliant. And she's been a teacher and has great passion as far as geopolitics and politics is concerned. Lavanya, over to you.
Hi, good morning viewers. Wonderful to be on this show again with Commander Chax. Chax Simplifies. I'm really honored, and I must say I'm gaining so much interacting with the Commander Chax. I am passionately interested in geopolitics, and this platform has given me an opportunity to widen my horizon. Yes, so let's get on with the...
Lavanya, before you start, I must acknowledge one more person who's not in front of the camera, and that is Malini, my wife, and she is the expert photographer. So all the good you see in the clips, not just this one, the next as well as the previous, are all thanks to her. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course. Malu is the backbone of the entire show. She boosts our morale, both of us. And what you get to see is all thanks to her. She is the one-man woman behind both of us and the show that's happening here. So yes, let's get on with this session now, Chax. Like, as you rightly said, our Prime Minister's been on his long sojourn, started off with his trip to Japan, his overreach with Japan. Do you think this will balance the rising pressure of the US trade tariffs and also ensure long-term economic resilience? What is your take on this?
Lavanya, that's a great question. Let's put it frankly. You must understand, why did Prime Minister Modi choose to go to Japan? Why not after the SCO Summit? Why before? And what did he do there? Let's go a little bit into the background. The background is Japan has been always a great supporter of India and has supported India even in times when others did not. Japan has a lot of respect for Buddhism, and that Buddhism came from India. There is virtually most temples in Japan have a Ganesha statue or statues of other Indian gods. They really believe in the aspects of Buddhism and spiritualism that is there as far as India is concerned. They identify themselves with so many places in India, especially Bodh Gaya, where you'll be surprised. There is actually a Japanese pavilion.
Okay.
And they have people from Japan visiting in hordes.
Oh, I see.
And they do the entire Buddhism circuit thereafter.
Okay.
They will chant Buddhist ritual, hymns, everything. So that is the connect. Let's fast forward. For a very long time, Japan was a pacifist nation and it thought India was also a very pacifist nation. Then came the tsunami in 2004-2005, when Shinzo Abe suddenly realized that the only navy which was prominent everywhere in the Indo-Pacific was the Indian Navy, despite the fact India was affected by the tsunami. He suddenly realized that this is what real power is, not the power as projected in terms of military might by so many other nations. That is the birth of Quad 1. But Quad 1 died a very quick death because China came up in absolute livid anger and it called Quad something like a sea foam. It will dissipate quickly. It did. Australia was the first to move away, and thereafter so did Japan, so did the US. It died. Cut to 2020, Quad gets resurrected, and this time with greater vigor. It was again back to Japan and Shinzo Abe, who recognized the military potential of India, and you cannot have soft power without hard power. And that is what Operation Sindoor proved to the world, that hard power India has in considerable numbers. Then you have the example of Maruti.
Right.
Maruti, for the first time ever in India, Lavana, you'll remember, we used to have the Fiats and the ambassadors.
That's right.
And they had long waiting periods. Came Maruti, a 50,000 rupee car when Fiats were at 2 lakh plus.
I know.
It was a revolution, not just in thought, but revolution in engineering.
Yes.
That set forward a revolution in manufacturing in India. And today, Maruti cars, now they are renamed as Suzuki cars,
Suzuki, yeah.
they are sold, surprise, surprise, in Japan. The largest selling SUV in Japan is a Suzuki SUV manufactured in India.
India. Yeah.
That is the power of this relationship.
Yeah.
There has been an Indo-Japanese business connect for the last so many years.
And I think our Prime Minister and Japanese Prime Minister Abe, they got along very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shinzo Abe and Prime Minister Modi went along very well.
Very well. They thought on the same lines, and getting the bullet train project to India, all that shows the close working relationship they both nurtured, and they're taking it forward with the present Japanese Prime Minister also.
Absolutely. And just look at the way Prime Minister Modi has handled it. He's met the business leaders first.
Yeah.
Then he met the current Prime Minister.
Right.
Then he went and called on the previous 2 Prime Ministers.
Okay.
And he had a meeting with the 10 prefecture heads. A prefecture is like a district, if you will, or a state, if you will, as far as India is concerned. There are 10 of them. He met all the heads of those prefectures.
People who really matter.
People who really matter. That shows the connect. And what was his words here? He said, come, make in India, make for the world. And he had a great number to prove, to tell everyone, a GDP growth of 7.8%.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal when everybody else was talking of not more than 6.5. We had 7.8. Then you had 2 big takeaways which I get from here. One, a 5 lakh people Japanese ready workforce, which means we will select 5 lakh Indians who are good, get them trained in Japanese language and ready to handle business work in Japan.
Oh, that's
because
fantastic.
Japan does not have people.
Yeah.
And they are willing to trust Indians for
Indians.
it. They will not become citizens, but they'll come back. But Japanese ready workforce, 5 lakh, you're creating a job market as far as India is concerned.
Of course. Wonderful.
And secondly, there was this, in the joint statement they have mentioned that India recognizes Japanese concerns about the East China Sea, which is basically the Senkaku Islands, which China is claiming, the Kuril Islands, which Russia is claiming, and India recognizes Japanese for that. Japanese claim there.
Right.
And they said of open and free Indo-Pacific.
Wow.
So that has, in a way, set the stage for what happens in the SCO.
Right. Yeah, wonderful. So thank you so much. This was so informative, and we know what we can expect now. Now let's talk about the SCO Summit. All the main leaders of Asia have got together, and it looks quite strange, I must say, the way things are developing. On one side, we have Pakistan, whom we are not on very friendly terms with, but we have to feign friendship coming here on the same platform as the SCO. So what do you think India stands to gain from taking part in the SCO? Will it really strengthen its strategic autonomy, or does it risk being seen as tacitly getting aligned with China and Russia? What would you say?
Lavanya, it's a mixed bag. Let's put it like this. Why is India in the SCO in the first place? See, my personal belief is it is better to be in the room than being outside the room. Because if you are outside the room, you don't know what's happening inside.
Right.
When you are inside, you know what's happening.
At least you know what's
correct.
You can be prepared for what to expect.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's one major reason. Now look at what is SCO all about. SCO is essentially three countries, whether you like it or not. Those three countries are China, Russia, India.
India, right.
BRICS is back to the same three countries. RIC, which is likely to happen, is again the same three countries. So what has India achieved by this is the fact that it has now three different platforms where it can engage with two different countries in a manner which suits itself, thereby strengthening strategic autonomy.
Right.
Because with SCO you will deal with China, with Russia in a slightly different way because the constituents are different. They are mainly Central Asian republics.
Yeah.
When you come to BRICS, you have Brazil and South Africa and so many other countries that are now joined. So there's now a much bigger canvas there.
Yes.
And RIC will be focused just the three of us. So that is one thing that has happened. Let's take the other aspects. We have problems with China. China has problems with us.
Yeah.
China and Russia are good friends.
That's true.
But that friendship is only a friendship of convenience. Because don't forget, China has laid claim to the Vladivostok as well as major chunks of the Asian part of Russia. You may probably not be aware that in the early 60s, Russia and China in those days was Soviet Union. Soviet Union and China nearly came to a nuclear war because of a set of islands on the Amur River.
Okay.
Russia had actually invaded or ready to invade.
Okay.
So that was a stage in which, and Russia has never trusted China.
Okay.
Russia gives weapons to China and it knows China will reverse engineer them. Russia has given India S-400. But has given China S-300.
Okay.
He's never given the S-400. He's never given them the technology.
Right.
That is the distrust with China.
So do you think things have changed now?
Things are changing undoubtedly. Russia needs China.
Okay.
But Russia is suspicious of China.
China.
Chinese are trying to occupy lands and buy lands in Russia in the Vladivostok area. And therefore Russians have put a stop to it.
Okay.
They wanted to buy up land near the Baikal Sea or the Baikal Lake, which is the largest freshwater lake in the world. And China is deficient of water. They thought they could tap Baikal Lake and get water into China. Russia put a stop to that also.
Okay.
So Russia is suspicious of China.
Yeah.
China
so basically,
is also suspicious.
Russia is calling the shots now. It looks like
Not
that
really.
somewhat.
It is China which is calling the shots because money is there. Money makes the world go round. Let's be frank on that. But is money really there in China? China is facing a major economic issue. They say we have less inflation. Actually, they have deflation.
Okay.
They are trying their best to spur growth in China because they have factories but no orders. There are people willing to work, but no jobs.
No jobs.
Unemployment in China is upwards of 25%. If you are more than 40, the unemployment is upwards of 50%. If you are more than 50 or 55, then you can forget about employment.
Employment, that's right.
China calls employment as any person who is working for 4 hours in a week as employed.
Oh my God.
And anyone who is in a college or in a university or doing any course, he is considered employed because he is studying.
He's studying.
So he is not unemployed.
Okay.
Despite that, there are 25% plus.
Okay.
Right. So their economy is going down. They are trying their best to spur people to spend money. They're, you know what's the interest rate in China?
No?
1%.
Oh.
Banks give you, when you deposit money, you don't get any interest there.
Oh my
Because their
God.
lending rate is 1%.
1%. I know.
Despite that, there are no takers.
Oh God.
So that is the situation in China from the economy point of view. Take the military. In military, you have a little over 200 generals that have been sacked or they have disappeared in the last few years. The CMC has 2 missing members. If you have 2 missing members in CMC, which is their highest decision body making, as far as the military is concerned, you have a problem there.
Definitely.
In the Politburo, Xi Jinping is there and he's got his, able assistant or confidant there, Kai Chi. Kai Chi has met Prime Minister Modi now. It's the first time ever anyone has met anyone other than Xi Jinping from the Politburo. It is in a way China is trying to show, look how open we are, how welcoming we are to you. That is the second part. So military is weak.
All this is happening because of Trump's policies, right?
Not
Change in
really.
the way of thinking.
Not
they are
really.
trying to get close to us. We are also trying to get close to China.
That part is absolutely correct.
No?
But the downfall of China is not because of Trump. Trump has hastened the downfall. See, Chinese
He's shaken things up quite a bit.
Absolutely. See, what has happened in China, people don't realize. They say China was the most populous nation, 1.44 billion people. Really? If you remember, last time we were speaking about the Chinese demography. Chinese demography is falling.
Right.
It is falling at a rate which is unprecedented in human history. Take an example, South Korea. South Korea in the last 5 years, or 10 years rather, has found itself 20% short in military manpower because there are short of males in South Korea. It's a 20% drop.
That's massive.
Because of demography. China is equal to South Korea almost in terms of falling demographies. So do you think Chinese military has the number of people? I have my doubts. Right? So that's the second, the demographic aspect. The third big aspect is the political instability. But today, by the way Xi Jinping is behaving, it seems to be that Xi Jinping has somehow managed to control the politics. And in China, if you want to understand what China is doing next, you should not listen to their dialogues, you should not read their newspapers, you should look at their politics. Who is with whom? And that tells you what is happening next. And that is where we are with respect to China. China needs us more than we need them. China needs our market. China wants to dump those goods in India, and India has to be very, very wary of this.
But tell me one thing, Commander Chax, like we are having engaged in conflict at the border after Galwan and all that. So can that go on side by side and we improve our trade ties with them? How does it work?
Well, did we not do this a few years back? We did exactly this.
We did.
And it was accepted, okay, let's park the border issue and let the next generation sort it out. Let us develop mutually beneficial. What happened? We have a balance of payment in terms of our trade imbalance that is there, which is grossly in favor of China. It is almost $100 billion. China does not want to import anything from India. Yes, we are importing a lot from India. We are also importing a lot of basic material like the active pharmaceutical ingredient,
and we
API.
need their rare earths also.
We also need the rare earths. We need their
all that.
The tunnel boring machines. Those kind of items which we don't manufacture. So those things, and surprise, we need fertilizers from China, which is something which I don't understand why.
So do you think we are trying to build some kind of a mutual trust between the two countries going forward?
See, the SCO meeting, and I was seeing some pictures just a few minutes back, are very, very dramatic, to say the least. In one frame, you have Prime Minister Modi and President Putin traveling in the same vehicle. They get off from there, walk hand in hand into the convention center, and they have a very animated chat with Xi Jinping. All smiles, all laughs. Nawaz Sharif is standing at the side, and Xi Jinping ignores him.
Oh.
Okay, there is a rumor that the Pahalgam attack and the condemnation of the Pahalgam attack is going to be a part of the SCO declaration.
Okay, that's
If
a
that happens,
big advantage for India, definitely.
it's a big slap on Pakistan.
Yeah.
In a way, China is telling Pakistan, we don't need you as much as we did.
Oh, right.
But then China is a snake. You cannot
Exactly.
trust a snake.
You can't trust so much.
Till
Openly.
the border issue is sorted out with China,
China.
there is no trust that is possible. We have two big issues. If those two are sorted out, then we can think in terms of something more. The border and Pakistan. In terms of border, there have been some progress. I won't deny that. But what is the definition of progress? We've been talking border for last 30 years.
Exactly.
Since Galwan, we've been talking only border.
Yeah.
But what has
exactly.
happened? Nothing really.
Nothing has happened.
Many years back, we had exchanged maps and it was thought that we have resolved the border. If you see China and India, we can divide into three parts. The eastern, the middle or the central and the north.
And the north.
The central, there is not too much of a problem. It is more or less settled. These maps were exchanged, initialed, but what happened? Nothing.
Yeah.
In the east, we made a big mistake by recognizing Tibet a part of China.
Right.
I believe there have been two colossal mistakes India has made. One is Aksai Chin, and the second is the recognition of Tibet.
Tibet.
If we had not recognized Tibet, then there is nothing called South Tibet.
Right.
That is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh came into being and South Tibet came into being in this century, not even in the last century. We've been having fights in the 1960s onwards.
Yeah.
This is coming in 2000s. So that is one big issue which we have. And I do believe at one moment in time when Chow En-lai had come to India after and the 62 war had happened, etc., if we had accepted to give away certain part of Aksai Chin to China, whichever they had built their road,
Okay.
then possibly we would have resolved the border dispute. Possibly. But Nehru was in a different frame of mind at that time.
Different frame of mind.
He thought he was God's gift to Mother Earth. And that has now cost us whatever has cost us.
Cost us, yeah.
So there is one problem with border. Second, Pakistan. Don't forget, we have had fought wars with China and Pakistan since our independence.
I know,
The
yes.
last war was Sindoor.
Sindoor, yes.
In Sindoor, we were not fighting Pakistan. We were also fighting China at the same time. It is the Chinese weapons, the MQ-9, the MQ-19, it was a Chinese radar, it was Chinese software,
Exactly.
it was Chinese...
that is why it looks very surprising. Can we trust them? Because clandestinely China has helped Pakistan and Op Sindoor, and now we are trying to mend fences. Is it really going to work out? That is what I'm trying to make of this.
See, my personal view is, you know, when you are playing poker, you show some cards to some people. You hide a lot of them. This is one card we are showing to Trump. Because don't forget, in the last 1 week, Trump has gone virtually berserk in many ways.
Yes, yes.
And there have also been rumors about his health. There have been rumors about so many other things. One thing we know for sure is Vice President Vance saying, if some untoward thing happens,
I'm ready to step up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Why would he make that kind of a statement?
Yes, yes, I know.
Right. So there is more than that meets the eye.
Of course. Yes, yes.
And in the US itself, Trump is facing significant
backlash.
Don't forget the New York court very recently, just a few days back, has held the Trump tariffs unconstitutional in a 7-4 verdict.
True.
It has given time till mid of October to
for
Trump
him to
appeal in the
against
Supreme
it.
Court.
Yeah.
What happens in Supreme Court? We will see as time goes by.
Time comes, yeah.
Right. But the fact remains that there are people who are not too happy with Trump.
Definitely. Yes. Yes. Lord.
So will Trump last? If yes, how long?
I know.
And don't forget, next year are midterm elections. Will Trump become a lame duck after that? Because then the Democrats, if they win, then they probably will not let Trump function the way he's functioning now.
True. Yes.
So we are playing cards. we have a few cards, and one of the biggest card, which I call trumping Trump, has been the sale of diesel to Ukraine.
Okay.
Lavanya, are you aware who is the largest supplier of diesel to Ukraine for the month of July?
No,
Any guesses?
I thought maybe EU or US.
Then I think you need to be ready for a shock. It was India.
Oh my
India
God.
provided 15.1% of all diesel imported by Ukraine.
Oh my God, this is a big revelation to me.
Absolutely, it's big revenue for the world.
Oh my God,
It
so
is-
we import oil from Russia, refine it and sell it to Ukraine.
So Modi's war, has it become Zelensky's war?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Because-
you're playing one against the other kind of a thing.
Absolutely. So this is where this whole game is going, and it is getting more and more interesting.
Interesting, yes, I
So
know.
that I do see India is playing its cards well.
Well,
Let's see what happens after the joint statement from the SCO comes out,
SCO,
and
I
we'll
know.
have little more clarity on this.
clarity. Let's talk about RIC now. Russia, India, China. Do you think this economic access is inevitable, or can India still maintain its autonomy and strategically and still remain non-aligned?
That's an interesting question. Frankly speaking, RIC is a thing which came up with Peskov many years back in the 1990s. He had proposed this. Today, Russia is very keen on the RIC, because for Russia, if RIC happens, then he has finished off with all the sanctions as far as the West is concerned, and has enough markets to grow and enough raw material and people to help him. So that's one big thing for Russia.
Okay.
Russia is very keen on it. China is smarting under Trump tariff. One country which has hit the hardest, despite the full tariffs not being on China, is China.
Okay.
China is hardest hit because of Trump tariffs. Because India, don't forget, has options. It has options with China, it has options with EU, it has options with Japan, it has options with Korea, with Australia,
Yeah.
with Britain, with Brazil. China doesn't. Because China has already burned bridges with Australia, it's burned
Right.
bridges with EU. Brazil is not very happy with China. Right? So China is under pressure.
China is smarting, but China was smart enough also. It rebuffed the high tariffs of USA. It imposed reciprocal tariffs. And in the bargain, only we have been slapped with 50% tariffs, and they've got away with lesser amount.
Actually, they not got away with lesser amount. Don't forget, the base tariff still remains 15%.
15.
Then a 25% has already been imposed on China. That's not been taken away. What has been taken away was 150 reduced to 135, reduced to whatever else. So that part is out.
That part is out.
Any Chinese ship that comes to US will pay 100% as visiting charges,
Okay.
which is also significant.
Of course, yes.
US has banned all third nation shipments of China, which means China would ship to Vietnam, to Mexico, to Canada, and then they would rebrand it and sell it to US. That has also been stopped. So China is hit.
Okay.
Okay. Not so overtly, but hit nonetheless.
But China's main trump card is its rare earths.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And it
so,
has
yeah.
played it
Yeah.
brilliantly.
It's leveraging on that very well.
100%.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that is why Trump is so hesitant on putting anything on China.
China, yes.
And that is why if you see, Trump is running anywhere and everywhere where there is rare earth. He went to Ukraine,
Yeah,
signed a deal,
exactly.
and suddenly realized, hey God, that rare earth is in the area where Russia comes. Then it came to Pakistan
Oh.
and realized Balochis are saying, to God, to hell with you, who are you? This is ours. China has not been able to do anything, and you are trying to think something from us.
From us, yeah.
Right.
I know.
It went to Bangladesh with that humanitarian corridor into Myanmar. They said it is for Rohingyas. Suddenly they realized that, hey, Rohingyas don't live where they are trying to make the corridor.
Right.
It is basically access to the rare earth there.
Rare earth, yeah.
US is doing anything and everything for that rare earth.
Yes.
And that is where US is smarting and smarting the hardest. And it cannot twist China's tail.
Yes.
Because China is twisting its tail.
Yeah.
So that is why US has just decided in this entire game, the weakest link as per the US was India.
Yes, yes.
They
India was
didn't
the
realize
weakest
that
link,
India
yeah.
is not what it used to be a few years back.
True.
It has changed.
Change. Yes, yes.
That has been the difference.
Yeah, India's behavior has taken them by surprise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially post-Sindoor.
Yeah, definitely. You're
Because
able
even
to-
India has realized that it has military might. It did not trust its own military
Yeah.
might.
we have our own strengths and we are playing up to it now,
Correct.
which is a very good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been wonderful talking with you, Commander Chax, on this show, and I hope the viewers, all of you all found this interesting, and I found it very interesting, very engaging, and thank you all so much, and hope to see you all soon again.
Thank you, Lavanya. So, my dear friends, what you can see is there have been a few major takeaways as far as the visit of Prime Minister Modi to Japan and China is concerned. We must understand one thing for clear. US is not our enemy. And China is definitely not our friend. China is more of an enemy than a friend. What China wants is subjugation. It wants a Sino-centric world order. It has made its ambitions, its plans very clear, both by the SCO and also by the military parade, which is going to happen on the 3rd of September. In the SCO, it has shown that it has the ability, the capability, and the will to collect over 30 top leaders of the world or from the global south, the SCO, and bring them all together in Tianjin. By the parade on the 3rd of September, it will prove its military might, at least in the eyes of people that are viewing the parade. Therefore, is that what we want? If you have to choose between the two evils, China and the US, with US one has to really remember that while China wants total dependence, with US we have a bit of interdependence. Don't forget, if we are dependent on the US for technology, for capital, the US is dependent for the intellectual capital that we have. There are over 1,800 global capacity centers working in India, creating all the cutting edge technology that the US wants. Don't also forget that India has its entire strategic lift capability dependent on the US with C-17s and the like. We also have a lot of governmental projects that are together we are doing with the US, which will continue in gestation for a long time. We have interdependence with the US. Therefore, while US is not a friend, China can never be a friend. Prime Minister Modi in Japan has very clearly said, the Asian century will be India and Japan, which means in many ways he's cut China out of it. He's also supported Japanese position on the Senkaku Islands, though not directly. There is a significant amount of investment that is going to come from Japan into India, and a 10-year roadmap is very clear. Japan had promised $550 billion of investment in the US, and 90% of the profits from these investments will go to US. I will not be surprised if many of these investments finally find their way into India. The future of Quad is dependent entirely on the policies, the plans, the intentions of the United States. So where does that leave us? It leaves us in a very sweet spot. We have proven our ability to walk the tightrope, to balance many sides all at the same time. So we have US on one side, we have Russia on the other, China, a China which is economically weak, militarily diffident, and politically not so strong on the third. And then you have India with its ability to build bridges by diversifying. In many ways, US has done us a favor. Trump has done us a favor by pushing India into a corner, and therefore India will now end up with doing what it should have done many years back. The GST 2.0, the relaxation in income tax, the pace at which we are working as far as FTAs are concerned with other countries would not have happened if it was not for pressure from Trump. My dear friends, we continue living in very interesting times. If you love this video, if you like this video, please leave a like. Give me a thumbs up. As always, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Your comments motivate me immensely. Until next time, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.